welcome to my channel Cybersecurity Gurukul. In this second part, we're going to examine whether or not we should use the dark web. The dark web is a part of the internet that isn't indexed by traditional search engines. It's a place where anonymity reigns, making it a hotbed for both legal and illicit activities. It's often associated with a seedy reputation, but it's also a place where privacy advocates, journalists, and others can communicate without fear of surveillance. Now, the dark web isn't for everyone. It's a complex world that requires a certain level of technical knowledge, but it's also a place where you can find information that you might not be able to access otherwise. It's a double-edged sword, to say the least. Now that we've got a basic understanding of the dark web, let's delve into the pros and cons of using it. First on our list are legal and ethical considerations. The dark web has an infamous reputation, often associated with illegal activities. From illicit drug trading to unauthorized weapons sales, stolen data marketplaces to fraudulent services, it's a space where law enforcement continually battles to uphold the law. Engaging in these activities, even as a bystander, can bring severe legal consequences. It's not uncommon to hear about arrests and prosecutions related to dark web activities. Authorities around the globe are perpetually enhancing their tactics to trace, track, and apprehend those involved in illegal operations. On the ethical front, the dark web raises numerous concerns. The anonymity it affords can be misused, leading to activities that harm individuals or society at large. For instance, it may facilitate human trafficking, the spread of harmful content, or the invasion of privacy. Moreover, there's the ethical question of supporting a platform that enables such activities. Merely using the dark web, even for benign purposes, can indirectly contribute to its survival and proliferation. It's also worth noting that not everything on the dark web is illegal or unethical. There are forums for open discussions, platforms for secure communication, and outlets for whistleblowers. However, the prevalence of unlawful activities overshadows these potential benefits. So, if you value legality and ethics, it's best to steer clear of the dark web. The risks often outweigh the benefits, and it's not a space to tread lightly. The potential legal consequences and ethical dilemmas can be significant. Remember, just because something is possible doesn't mean it's advisable. Use caution, exercise good judgment, and always prioritize legality and ethics when navigating the online world. In the next section, we'll delve into privacy concerns, another crucial factor to consider in the decision to use or avoid the dark web. Stay with us as we continue exploring this complex and often misunderstood part of the internet. Next, we address privacy concerns. The dark web, a murky realm of the internet, often piques interest due to its promise of heightened privacy. Here, you can choose to remain anonymous, veiling your identity behind multiple layers of encryption. This cloak of invisibility can be appealing, especially in an era where our every online move seems to be tracked and analyzed. However, it's crucial to temper this fascination with a dose of reality. While the dark web does offer an additional layer of privacy, it's important to understand that this privacy is not absolute. Just as you can use the dark web to hide your identity, others can use it to hide theirs, leading to potential risks and dangers. Moreover, law enforcement agencies around the globe are not oblivious to the dark web's existence. They are continually enhancing their capabilities to penetrate its depths and trace activities. Remember the infamous Silk Road case? It was a high-profile example of law enforcement's ability to track down illegal activities on the dark web. The tools you use to access the dark web, like Tor and VPNs, do provide a certain level of anonymity, but they are not completely impervious. Skilled hackers and determined law enforcement agencies can potentially unravel your digital disguise, exposing your true identity. Furthermore, the dark web isn't immune to surveillance. State-sponsored actors and cybercriminals can set up nodes to monitor traffic, ready to exploit any vulnerabilities they spot. Though these instances are rare, they are not unheard of. So while the dark web can offer a degree of privacy that's unmatched on the surface web. It's essential to remember that it's not entirely foolproof. It's more like a dimly lit alley than a secure vault. It offers shadows to hide in, but it doesn't guarantee you won't be seen or found. While the dark web can offer heightened privacy, remember that it's not foolproof. It's a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness largely depends on how well you understand and use it. Always be aware, be cautious, and most importantly, be informed. Now, let's talk about security risks. The dark web is not a playground for the unprepared. It's more akin to a wild jungle with hidden threats lurking in the shadows. One such risk is identity theft. Cybercriminals on the dark web are always on the prowl for personal information they can exploit. Without proper safeguards, you could inadvertently expose sensitive data, such as your banking details or social security number, leading to devastating identity theft. Next up, we have hacking. Unscrupulous individuals and groups populate the dark web, and they're not just there for leisurely chats. These tech-savvy criminals are skilled in exploiting vulnerabilities in systems and networks. If you navigate the dark web without a solid understanding of cybersecurity and without using protective measures, you're practically inviting these hackers to infiltrate your devices. And don't forget about malware infections. The dark web is teeming with malicious software, from viruses and worms to ransomware and spyware. Some websites on the dark web might seem benign, but they could be traps set by cybercriminals. Merely visiting these sites could result in malware being downloaded onto your device, which can steal your data, corrupt your files, or even take control of your entire system. Remember, the security risks associated with the dark web are not to be taken lightly. They are real, they are dangerous, and they can have severe consequences. It's like traversing a minefield blindfolded. You never know when you might step on a mine, triggering an explosion that can cause significant damage to your digital life. The dark web can be a dangerous place if you are not adequately protected. So, if you decide to venture into this territory, ensure you arm yourself with robust security measures and a comprehensive understanding of the risks involved. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, sometimes curiosity isn't just about killing the cat. It can also compromise your cybersecurity. Finally, we talk about information access and the required technical savvy. The dark web is, in some cases, a beacon of free information that circumvents the restrictions and censorship found in some regions of our world. It is a platform where journalists, activists, and whistleblowers can share critical information without the fear of facing repercussions. However, it's important to remember that this comes with its own set of risks and challenges. Accessing the dark web is not as simple as opening your browser and typing in a URL. It requires a certain level of technical proficiency. You'll need to use specific tools like Tor, which is a free software that enables anonymous communication, masking your activities from anyone conducting network surveillance or traffic analysis. Furthermore, it's also recommended to use a virtual private network or VPN to add an extra layer of security. A VPN encrypts your data and provides you with an anonymous IP address, making it even more difficult for anyone to trace your online activities back to you. However, even with these tools in place, there's always a risk. If you're not familiar with how these systems work, you might make mistakes that could compromise your anonymity and security. For instance, accidentally downloading a malicious file could infect your device with malware, or clicking on a disguised link could lead you to a phishing site aimed at stealing your personal information. Moreover, not all information available on the dark web is reliable. There are many instances of misinformation and fake news. Therefore, you need to be discerning and critical of the information you come across. In conclusion, while the dark web can be a source of unrestricted information, it requires a high level of technical knowledge to navigate safely. If you're not technically proficient, using the dark web can be risky. It's like navigating a labyrinth in the dark. There are many twists and turns, and without a solid understanding of the layout, you might find yourself lost, or even worse, in danger. So, should you use the dark web? Well, the answer isn't simple. It depends on your needs, your ethical perspectives, and your technical skills. The dark web is often associated with illegal activities, and engaging in these can have severe legal consequences. If you value your privacy, the dark web can offer a degree of anonymity, but remember that it's not absolute. The dark web can also be a dangerous place, with risks of identity theft, hacking, and malware. And while it can be a source of uncensored information, accessing it does require a degree of technical know-how. Our general recommendation? Exercise caution. For most people, it's better to avoid the dark web and seek alternative means to ensure privacy and security online. If you must use the dark web, take every precaution. Secure your identity, use a reputable VPN, and be cautious about the sites you visit and the information you share. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Do not forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you, and see you in the next video.